So, hello, my name is April Moore. I want to talk to you guys today about what happened to us when we picked the wrong curriculum. So, this video is a long time in the making, and I was sitting here and I kept telling myself I was going to go ahead and do this video, and I hadn't done it yet. And I was just sitting here because I'm always poring over curriculum and researching and all that, looking at the ins and outs. So I just said, there's probably a lot of parents out there that have gone through this journey also, and they don't know what to do. They're poring over different curriculum. They're looking everywhere, trying to figure out what's right for them. At the end of the day, sometimes you're just not going to know until you do it. You can pick the right thing and then your kid doesn't respond well to it. Or you can pick something that seems to be going well and then you start realizing you have education gaps that you don't want to have. So of course, don't stress, but this is our journey. This is what happened to us. So I knew when I actually was about to deliver my daughter, I was going to give birth, and I really heard the Lord say to homeschool her. I had a deposit down for a daycare. I was going back to a job paying pretty, decent money. I liked having good money coming into the house. My husband and I both working. And so God was like, no, you're going to stay home with this kid and you're going to homeschool them. And really, I jumped at it. I was actually excited because it was something I always wanted to do with my oldest, who they're like 17 and a half years apart. So it's like, okay, I'll do it. Fast forward to the first grade. In kindergarten, I probably over purchased. I bought her the kindergarten, My Father's World. I highly recommend it if you have the money. It is best to buy My Father's World in December when it's on sale. But I don't think I knew that at the time. I'm not sure if I did or not, but I absolutely loved My Father's World. It was amazing. I have very fond memories of them. I really wish I would have stayed with them, because I jumped on the bandwagon and I heard about Masterbooks. I am not here to dog any curriculum. You do have to find out what's right for you, but not being informed is what really does it, right? So I get Masterbooks and I loved it. I mean, the math, of course, in first grade, you don't need a whole lot. You just need to make sure you're teaching them how to read and you are giving them math. For some reason, the reading portion was not really translating well, but I was like, hey, I'm going to trust the process and we're just going to keep going and not worry about it. If your child's not really getting something, even though you try to reinforce, pay attention to that. Really, Masterbooks went too quickly through things. I think there's like 2 parts to first grade, I think. And then there was like a language, you guys probably have I'll put it in the description what the names of them were, but it was like their language arts program, their reading program and all that. My daughter really did not learn. We went until the middle of first grade and I'm looking in the language book and I said, what are they talking about? Okay, so first of all, I do not understand where they're going with this. They're telling me what the rule is. They're giving me a ton of exceptions. None of it's making sense to me as a 40-something-year-old mama. And I'm a very good reader. I'm a very studious person. I don't understand the logic behind this. So we're in the middle of first grade. I felt like my daughter was behind, and she was. Now, behind, technically to me, the words behind to me means that my child is capable of doing something, but hasn't achieved that for some external reason. Your child is not behind if this is where they are. My child was capable of doing well more than what the curriculum was saying, but they were not doing it well. So my daughter was at the end of first grade and barely reading anything, and I knew it had nothing to do with capability. So I was really frustrated. The math was pretty good, but it was about a year behind, and I realize that now. I think in pre-K, I bought her the Horizons PK4 program. I spent money buying things. I realized that the stuff that I should have done in pre-K and kindergarten, I could have just gotten on Amazon and just given her the exposure and just worked through that. But but I loved Horizons. They did have a Bible program on it, with it. It was pretty cool. So if you want to spend the money, not a big deal. Not a big deal. At least with Horizons, I felt we were going through there. I was like, man, the math in Horizons looks like for 4-year-olds is more advanced than, or on par, maybe even behind the first grade program. So yeah, she was doing things and then forgot them because we were switching curriculums. We went to My Father's World, then we went to Masterbooks. So after doing all the research and everything, I realized that Masterbooks is amazing for some things. Depends on what you're looking for. If you want a very gentle approach to math, great. I would probably, if your child is capable of doing more, I'd probably just put them in a higher book. But Masterbooks was really great because it really engages the child. It's very colorful. My daughter hated leaving Masterbooks because she fell in love with the 2 little characters, and I can't remember their names now because it's been over a year since I looked at the books. This is a terrible review. I'm supposed to give you all the names. I'll put them in the description, don't worry. So just comment below if you remember, if you guys know and you want to chime in. But listen, I finally got to what worked for us. And I did some research, and at the time, Apologia Math was pretty new, and it still is fairly new. Now they're up to, I think, 5th grade. Apologia Math is amazing. I absolutely love it. It checks off all the boxes. It almost feels like you're not learning, but your child is absolutely learning everything they need to learn. And it's awesome. I've looked at the 1st grade, 2nd grade, because I couldn't even put her in 2nd grade. I had to start over in the middle of the 2nd semester of 1st grade. We had gone all that time and I had to catch her up. By the beginning of 3rd grade, she was ready for 3rd grade, but we needed to accelerate, and we do year-round school, so it was okay. But I had to accelerate her through and work with her math and spelling, her math and reading. But what that did is it put me, because I was really on the grind to give her the foundations, it put me behind because I really need to give her more of these pieces to make sure she was getting it and to catch her up. So now I'm behind on other things. I can't really do a lot of science, which is okay at this age. We did it, we worked it out using videos and books here and there from Usborne. So science was okay. But what I really regret is spelling. We really could not get too involved in spelling because she was behind on reading. And you really can't teach a kid to spell something if they don't know how to read it. They suggest you at least get some reading under their belt. So what I did go to with reading was All About Reading. Amazing. If I had to do it all over again, I might have still done that. All About Reading and All About Spelling. I may have still done it. But I may have done Logic of English because it had everything. However, because we were on an accelerated pace, either one of those is going to be awesome. You just have to remember you need All About Reading, All About Spelling, and as they get a little bit older, you need to throw the grammar in there. Technically, some people feel grammar doesn't need to show up until around the 3rd grade. So honestly, doesn't matter. Depends on what you want. God is so good. At the end of the day, it's all going to work out, right? But now she's in the middle of 3rd grade and she's not able to consistently spell as well as she reads. I mean, she's reading words. We even read our Bible and things like that. She's reading words, well into her grade level, but she's not able to spell very well beyond some basic, cat, dog, certain things like that. She can spell more than that, but, if I told her to spell Bible, she's seen it a few times. She might be able to, but she's pretty much still sounding it out and things like that. She's not as familiar. Where we have been working on handwriting and things like that. But it left me realizing that just that one mistake kind of shifted her and put her behind on other things. Now I'm trying to get her more into writing and spelling. Writing, I'm not so worried about because some people start it early, some people don't. If I would have given her more copy work, to be honest with you, with her attention span at the time, she kind of was like, I don't want to do any more. I don't really want to do all the copy work. Now she doesn't mind it so much. So I think we're okay, when it comes to the writing portion and things like that. And so what we've done this year, kind of accelerating through, what I have her in is all about reading level 3. And now we're kind of going at a regular pace. I mean, she zoomed through the first half. So we started in the last week of August, middle of November, she was done with half of the book. So now I'm going back through each lesson. I'll take 2 main lessons, not the reading portion, just to 2 main lessons minus the reading. So I may do 15 and 17 or whatever, however that works out. If you know all about reading, you'll know mostly every other lesson is a reading portion, and every other lesson would be the lesson portion. So I would get the lesson portion, not the reading portion, and just reiterate things, go over the words with her, make sure she knows them. So we have time to sit and let it marinate, work it out, and all that good stuff. So that's been good. So we do all about reading level 3. I just started her on all about spelling. I tried, because I really loved Logic of English, and I kind of had all these regrets and these, if I would have done it over again, I would have had her do that. But she was so in love with all about reading that I couldn't switch her to Logic of English, which was fine. All about reading was awesome. And what your child learns to read on and what really clicks for them, it becomes almost, at least for my child, like an emotional bond. And part of it too is I make it really fun. I'm a fun mom. And so I'm, excited about things, and she loves certain subjects because I got her excited and wanting to learn about it. So we go into all about reading. Now we're doing all about spelling level 1, which because she didn't like it a year ago. So we did some other things, but I'm like, you know what, kid, we're going to do this. I have it here. And she's looking at it now, and she has a different thought about it. So we're doing it anyway. And I'm like, we're going to go through all about spelling, all 7 of them. We're going to do them all, not this year. We're going to over the years. We'll do a couple of years, something like that. All about reading, all about spelling. And I have her on Apologia Math 3. She's in level 3. She's got through almost half the book by the end of November. She kind of would fly through it because now, math is just like boom, boom. She's doing great. She's remembering things. She's doing really, really well. She's got a good foundation because we really push that with reading and math. And so her foundation is great. At the end of the day, yes, I have regrets, but my daughter is fine. I just wish that the spelling was more far along because I tried to put her in IEW, and I tried to do some other things, and it just wasn't working. For right now, I think it'll be better for her maybe around, middle of middle school, maybe later. So what I decided to do was put her in writing and rhetoric. And so far that's going great for 3rd grade. So it actually starts at 3rd grade. Perfect. Because I think writing really should. So the spelling is all about spelling. We have that. And I decided to do first language lessons. First language lessons is awesome. I went ahead and started her on level 1, and we're zooming through it because I feel like she has, even though that's technically, I guess, for 1st and 2nd grade, maybe, I just went ahead and did it because there's some really cool things in it that I liked. The reason why I did that is because, that's another thing. I did go to a few things with Logic of English. She said it was boring, and I kind of did it by the computer version of Logic of English Essentials. To try to, bring in those concepts because they have a little bit of reading. So phonemic awareness is in there. The phonemes are in there. There's some grammar and some different things. And I like the online. It actually worked. I was actually homeschooling 2 children on Logic of English online, and I think she liked it better when she had a buddy. But now that I'm only teaching her again, it's like, I don't like it. I can't really get into it anymore. And it was kind of boring for her just doing it herself. She doesn't really care for online learning. So having a buddy, I think, was good for her. And again, that's because I've been teaching her since she was 2, homeschool. So online learning, unless it's a fun thing like Adaptive Minds, which is cool. I'm not cool about their social studies on there. I would skip that if I were you for a lot of reasons, especially if you're a Christian. I just wouldn't do it. And you can, I think you cannot do it. I don't know, but Adaptive Minds is really cool for reinforcement. I don't believe any of those are really, or Mia Academy, they're all like really supplements. So that's another video. I won't even go into that. So we're doing that. So we're doing all about reading, all about spelling, writing, and rhetoric, which is turning out to be really fabulous for us. First language lessons. And I put her in the US states with knotgrass. I really love knotgrass. I plan to move her keep her in knotgrass for this year for US states, our spangled something. The next one, basically it's US history, American history for elementary level. I plan on doing that for 4th grade. And in 5th grade, I'm going to go to my father's world. I actually bought the curriculum already because I really want to look through it. I got exploring countries and cultures for 5th grade. I think that'll be perfect for that because she really loves world history and she wants to learn about Romans and all kinds of things. So I did that for 5th grade to give her kind of like a world geography. So she's in U.S. geography now with the U.S. states. She's going to be in American history, so we'll take care of America. And then we're going to move on to world geography through my father's world, but that's probably the only year that I will do my father's world again. And then we're going to move over to either doing a little bit more American history with knotgrass, but I want to finish her off with, yes, I do a lot of planning. I kind of want to see where I'm going because of what happened in 1st grade. I'm like, where are we going with all this? So we're going to stay with Apologia Math until we're done. And like I said, it's going to be for her history, more than likely what we'll end up doing toward the end of her school career will be the mystery of history, which I'm so excited. I actually kind of want to buy the books now and start reading it myself because I'm a little bit of a nerd mom, and I just found that out when I started homeschooling. I knew that I kind of suspected, but when I was in school, I was more of a social butterfly. I was a straight B student without studying. And when I got to college and I started studying, I got A's and sometimes B's, depending on the year we're talking about, what was going on in my life. So I did really well in school. My daughter has a great mind, but she's also a social butterfly like her mama. And so yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say to you guys. What I did was I made myself a student of curriculum. And hopefully you guys will stay tuned because I plan on talking to you guys and doing some walkthroughs. I still have her work for Apologia 1, 2, and 3. It is excellent. It is not spoken about nearly enough. I have all of their science curriculum for elementary because somebody was selling them and people take very good care of it and you can resell it. I have one thing here for science. Excuse me. Right here. Of course, this is, I got it through Masterbooks, but it's not actually Masterbooks. It's God's Design. Who is it that does this again? Why is everything skipping my mind while I'm doing the video? But you can find it on Masterbooks. It's like the exact same price. And this is going to take you from 3rd to 8th grade. Not the whole book. It's a 1-year curriculum, but it's for 3rd to 8th graders. And so I pull from a lot of different things. And I have literature here. I have the readers called the Eden series of Life with Fred. And I also have about half of the 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, about 10 of the Life of Fred math books for the younger ones, like Apple through whatever the last book is for that. I don't know if I have all of them, but I have a lot of different things here that I plan to talk to you guys about, as well as my morning basket material and biblical books and things like that I want to share with you guys. So I'm looking forward to this and I can't wait to take you on the journey with me. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video and come back. I'll see you soon.